What's going on, guys? I'm Adam.
I'm Panda.
I'm Joe.
And this is
The Place to Be.
All right, guys, on today's episode, we have a very special guest. Joe is in the house.
What's up, guys?
So, what's going on, man?
How's it going, man?
It's going very well.
Great,
very
great.
well.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you here.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome. So, as you know, this show basically revolves around the service restaurant industry.
Right.
And I figured you would be the perfect person to have on the show because you have a very wide experience when it comes to the industry. So.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked like basically every position in the restaurant.
Sweet.
Almost. So like I've done like I started off at Subway.
Okay.
Where I just worked like the basic sandwich maker was my title.
And
like,
he introduced the footlong. Actually.
Yeah, I am the original footlong. But after that, I went to like a 5-star dining restaurant called Fratello's in Wisconsin, where I grew up, and I applied for busser, and I started off as a prep cook, actually.
Okay.
And then when I was doing that, they put me on line cook too. So I was doing both at the same time. Got so sick of working in the back of house that I ended up doing expo.
Okay.
So I was the expo for a little bit. And while I was doing that, the head chef at the time had asked me to do pastry chef too.
Okay, very cool.
So I was doing kind of both. So I was working front of house and back of house. I got to make my own schedule for pastry chef,
Nice.
which was really, really nice.
That's convenient.
Where I was like, okay, like I'd make 200 cakes like this big in a day. And I'd be like, okay, well, I need to make more the next day. So
Right.
I kind of got to pick my own schedule at that
Very
point.
cool.
So
That's awesome.
I got to work front of house and back of house when I was working there. It was really great.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I became, I started working, I moved to Milwaukee to go to school there. And I started working at a restaurant there as a server.
Okay.
Dropped out of school because
School sucks. Duh.
Basically, school's awful, and
Stay in school.
Nah, don't say that. No, but I started serving there, and then I became a bartender after a few months, supervisor, and then the owner asked me to manage.
At the brewery?
At the brewery.
Very cool.
And I was 20 years old when I started managing, so like not even legal to drink yet, but I'm like managing this place that sells.
How was
beer
that?
and
So
wine.
like, was it difficult? Like when you were working, you're like, I have access to all this. I'm not legal.
Well,
Let me sneak a drink here and there. Like, what was
honestly,
the thought process?
Honestly, though, like it didn't matter. So the owner of the restaurant, he was like the 5th richest man in Milwaukee. Like,
Oh, wow.
He owned like 14 restaurants there too. Like,
Damn.
kind of a big deal. But like whenever I would close the brewery, I'd be like, well, I'm just gonna take a growler home of beer, because nobody's gonna notice.
Might
me
as
taking,
well.
like sneaking in my backpack or like
Right.
in my like jacket that I had on. 'Cause,
Yeah.
well, Wisconsin's cold, so
It's really hard to count the keg.
exactly
if it's not see-through,
exactly.
so
And
go
like
by
we,
weight.
we had our own like beers there too. So like,
That's
we
awesome.
had like Oktoberfest always on tap. We had like our Hefeweizen, like all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
So.
Panda can actually definitely relate to that.
Definitely,
Yeah, the
because
brewery.
you have the brewery experience too. Yeah, so like it was really, I mean, it worked out well for me.
Very cool.
So like I ended up having like 6 empty growlers at home that I never filled up
Everybody
because I
always
was just
ends up
always
with empty growlers.
right. Like seriously,
Or
you
they'll
just,
be like, oh, I forgot. I
Yeah.
forgot every time.
Yeah,
I think I have
that's
like
exactly
3
how
of
it
them
works.
from Saddle in my pantry right now.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah.
Like that's just how it works. You
Definitely,
know?
definitely.
So yeah, I mean, it was a great position for a little bit, and then they ended up getting sued.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sketchy.
And so that was last year, and they ended up getting sued again like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh, get your together.
So
For what?
A lot of illegal practices. They made us.
They used to sell cocaine out of the brewery.
That's exactly what it was.
Just kidding.
We put it in the food. Basically, we sprinkled it on top.
Salt it. Cooked bait.
No, but I mean,
we do not condone drug use.
We definitely do not.
drugs are bad.
But if you have some, come share.
I mean, it's okay. No, but they, so the owner at the time, he made us pay for like broken or like discarded coasters and broken glasses and broken plates, like all that kind
That
of
came
stuff.
out of your paycheck?
Mm-hmm.
wrong.
Not out of the paycheck, but we'd have to pay $1 like
my
a
God.
night if like that was, and then so that was one of the issues. The other issue was that we tipped out our expo, our food runner, which legally is not in Wisconsin at least. I don't know about Arizona, but in Wisconsin it's not okay.
It's okay. It's
You're-
not okay to tip
You're
them?
not supposed to.
Oh,
tip
really?
them out. They're
Okay.
supposed to get a regular wage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's how it is at Harkins too. You go to Harkins and you're
Yeah,
not
the
allowed
no,
to.
the no.
Yeah,
tip
you're not
zone.
supposed to
them.
tip them. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like.
I think it's bullshit, to be honest, but whatever.
Well, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So there was that, and then there was the people who complained about, like, led the lawsuit. They complained about wage garnishment, so like not getting paid enough for tips.
Gotcha.
But as a manager, I did payroll, so I made sure that like when the servers didn't make enough in tips, I would have to add money to their paycheck and make sure they made enough.
Gotcha.
And yeah, so I mean, for me, like as a manager, that one I'm not completely positive on.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything else, I'm like, yeah, that's legit. Oh, and we also weren't allowed to punch in until we got our first table, which you're
Interesting.
not supposed to do because if you're working, if you're cleaning and doing all that
Then
kind of stuff,
it's a
you
liability.
need to, you need
You're
to be punched
liability.
in for that, which
Right.
you probably understand
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
manager. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was like another big thing about
Interesting.
the lawsuit. Yeah.
I actually do know a few people at my last job that wouldn't clock in until they got their first table.
Right.
Because they were so anal about overtime that basically the servers would come in and chances are, I mean, you could potentially wait 30, 40 minutes
Right.
on a weekday morning before you get your first table. So that's extra time allotted for your next shift that you can potentially pick up for someone else.
Right, exactly. Well, and because the brewery that I was working at, it was located right, so like next door was the parking lot for the Performing Arts Center,
Okay.
and then next to that was the Performing Arts Center itself.
Gotcha.
So we were right by it basically. So whenever there was a show,
Slammed.
absolutely,
Nonstop,
like we called it pre and post. So pre was obviously before, post was after.
Right.
But pre, like, we'd kind of get people, like, trickling in throughout the night, you know?
Yeah.
And then post, you would see a line, literally a line walking down the street.
All coming in.
Some people would come in, yeah. And so we had, like a server, like, each server would get sat, like, triple sat right away because it'd be, like, server sat, next server, next server, next server.
Bam.
Then back and forth.
And you
know,
haven't
it
even
keeps
gotten
going
the
in.
drinks for the first table.
Exactly.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's exactly how it worked.
At that point, I would walk up to the table and be like, I'll be with you in 30 minutes.
She warned him.
Well, there was times when I had like 10 or 11 tables,
That's nuts.
and I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And I remember one time specifically where there was one table, they were like in the back of the restaurant, completely forgot about them.
Oh,
And the owner of the restaurant came in, freaked out on me.
that's sketch.
Of course, because like I forgot about this one table, but he
Right.
was like, "Did you just forget about them?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." And like, because I had like my other regular section. you
Yeah,
know,
exactly.
And it was just a mess, but
Yeah, that sounds like a shit show.
it definitely sometimes was.
So, do you prefer front of the house or back of the house?
I would say I prefer front of the house.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because back of the house, I mean, there's certain things good about the back of the house, you
Yeah.
know, like where you only get like certain items at certain times. So like, for me, I was working on, we called it the salad line, but it was like salads, like some of the appetizers we would
Gotcha.
do too, like pizzas, that kind of stuff. But that was a lot of shit to do.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's like not only is it like, for instance, if you're working on a fryer,
Right.
you only have to worry about fried food.
Right.
For instance, it sounds like salads, pizzas, this and that.
It was
It's like
everything.
a plethora of
It
things.
was everything. And
Yeah.
I remember too, because we had like the line, like as a manager too, sometimes I would have to be cooking.
Right.
Like that was my job. But the owner at the time, he would get mad if I wasn't up front.
Of course, yeah.
You know? And it's like, I have a host for a reason here.
What do you mean to tell me you
Like,
can't do
come
everything
on.
at once? That's insane.
Yeah, it's awful. But there were times too, like so the last restaurant I worked, we had a basement where we had the office. And so like if I was in the office doing paperwork or something like
Right.
that, and we were like a little like busy, you know, like upstairs.
Yeah.
And he came in and saw that we were busy, saw that I was downstairs, he would yell at me, like freak out on me.
That's
So,
not cool.
No, he would,
So what are you doing now?
So right now, I'm bartending.
Okay, very
at
cool.
Black Angus.
Awesome.
I started off as a server, and then, well, I started off as a bartender basically
did you? Okay.
because I've had the bartending experience. I love it. It's a great time being behind the bar, and you get to meet different people, but
Definitely.
you also like it's different from serving in a way.
Do you prefer bartending over managing?
Definitely.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is honest.
I mean, there's times.
Sorry,
when,
Panda.
Sorry, man.
I'm the complete opposite. I'd rather serve.
See,
Really? Wait,
Oh
so-
yeah, I'd rather
so-
serve than manage.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait.
No responsibility.
no,
you'd
I'd rather
rather-
bartend. than
Oh,
manage.
Yeah. Okay. So
Because
same. Yeah.
But managing, like like the pay, it depends on the day.
Mhm.
Really, you know, like you make a certain amount every single week,
Yeah.
but sometimes the weeks like you'll make more bartending than you would managing.
True. So it's a set salary.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
exactly.
definitely.
So that's why I prefer bartending. I think it's just
Okay.
like, kind of a better
Definitely.
deal going on. So,
I feel that.
I don't
Awesome.
know. Yeah.
So, all right, all the work stuff aside, you know, you got done with a double, you got done with a hard day's work,
Yeah.
customer complaints, all that
Yeah.
shit you hear on a day-to-day basis. What do you do for fun, man? What does Joe do?
See, travel is my big thing.
Traveling. Okay.
Yeah, I
so,
love traveling.
like around the area, or like you go out of state?
I go out of state.
Okay.
So the past, really since I moved to Arizona, so that was last January I moved to Arizona.
Okay.
And since then, Black Angus, the place I bartend at, has been great about me traveling. Like, they give me the time off, and I make enough money. And then summer is usually slower in
Nice.
Arizona just because everybody leaves for the summer.
Yeah.
you
Right,
know? Like,
exactly.
nobody wants to stay in Arizona
Yeah.
for summer.
I guess
So
it's too hot.
it's too hot.
Speaking of that, hot tea time.
Hot tea.
So,
Fill it
so
up.
you're saying that they're cool about you taking time off. How much time do you need to go travel? Is it like a week, 2 weeks,
So
a month?
last year, I spent 6 weeks in Europe. I
Damn.
backpacked across Spain.
Nice.
Starting in southern France, just made my way just to about the coast of Spain.
Nice.
So it was 500 miles I did in 28 days. Like,
Hiking?
Hiking. I
That's
had
badass.
3 pairs of clothes. Like, I had a first aid kit. I had my charger. Like, it was like the bare minimum basically
Yeah.
that I had at the point. And so yeah, I backpacked across Spain, and then this last year I went to Europe for 4 weeks.
Nice.
I spent like a week in Austria, which I love Austria. I think it's a great place.
What's your favorite thing about it?
Well, for me, so when I was in Austria, my best friend is there.
Mhm.
My best friend abroad. Shout out to Sophie.
Shout out.
What's up, Sophie?
That was hot.
But
That was hot. Oh, hurt my throat.
But like I went to my first rave. It was
Okay.
an outdoor rave.
Nice.
It was ridiculous. Like we were there until 4 a.m. Most
Damn.
nights I was out till like 6 a.m. at least. Like I would get back and the sun was just rising and like
Nice.
it's
That's awesome.
ridiculous. Yeah. So Austria is great. I went to Switzerland, which is a beautiful country. You know, like just incredible. And then I went to Paris, which
He's like,
it's overrated.
okay, 'cause
It is overrated.
I've heard that a lot. I've really
Yeah,
have.
I mean-
I mean, I've been wanting to go even since before the movie Ratatouille came out, but Ratatouille kind of like cemented it. Like, I want to go to Paris.
Well, so last year when I was in Paris,
Mhm.
I took a boat cruise
Okay.
that my friend bought for me for my birthday, and we learned that like I saw the house that Ratatouille was based on.
Really?
Mhm.
That's kind of badass.
So like
Yeah.
going down the river, you like see it. It's right on the right side there. Like I can remember exactly where it is, and it's based on the movie. But it's just like, like Paris is kind of overrated.
Overrated? I
Yeah,
hear that.
yeah.
What's your favorite place that you've been to?
See, that's hard. I love Switzerland. Like Switzerland is just a beautiful place. I was staying in a place called Interlaken.
Okay.
And it's, I mean, right by this place called Harderkolm,
Gotcha.
which is they consider it the top of Switzerland.
So that's like where where the Alps are? The Alp or
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
And so you can see like there's a river on this side, a river on this side, and then the middle is the.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's
That's
really really
very
cool.
cool.
And so you can go up and like see the whole thing. So I loved it. It was a great place, to go, but. It's expensive. It's like 3 times the price of anything else you find in
Really?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out!
Yeah, like
Wait.
a pizza.
All of Switzerland or just that area?
I think all of Switzerland.
Damn.
But in that area specifically, like a pizza would be, we spent 30 euros on a pizza, whereas normally it would be 10 euro.
30 euro? That's like
Just 'cause
equivalent to
That's
$50,
that's
right?
like almost $35.
35,
40.
okay.
Yeah.
Damn,
Is it because
still.
of location?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because you're basically paying for the beauty of the place.
Uh,
You're not so much paying for the food itself or whatever.
Hmm.
And like a beer would be like 10 euro, which is normally like 3 or 4 euro.
Wow.
So yeah.
Gotta get a
Just
6-pack or
crazy.
some shooters. Fuck
Honestly,
that.
honestly, at that point, like just bring your own bottle of
Yeah, no kidding.
vodka to
No kidding.
Switzerland.
So, any future trips that you have planned or anything like that?
Yeah, so actually, in a few days, I'm going to Hawaii. I'm going to Maui
This
for
guy.
11 days. I'm
Nice.
leaving November 29th to December 10th.
Sick.
Just because I found a flight for $285 round trip.
Round trip?
Round trip.
That's worth it.
Yeah. And I'm paying $280 for a car. The hostel that I'm staying at is the most expensive part. It's €500.
Okay.
Or
That's still not that bad for Hawaii.
No,
That's not bad for Hawaii.
It's really, and especially Maui, like the most
Yeah.
expensive place.
Exactly. If you guys are planning a trip abroad, don't go to a travel agent. Go to this guy.
Find me.
He does this as a
It's
hobby.
okay.
Like he looks up cheap flights. I guarantee you.
Honestly,
he will get you a better deal.
I'm ready to find like trips for everybody here. So
Like normally people wake up in the morning, check their Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram. This guy looks up flights.
I do. That's what I do.
He's like, get me out of here. Get me out.
I just want to go on trips, really. And then in May of next year, I'm going to Nepal
Oh, that'll be sick.
for a few weeks. I'm hiking Mount Everest Base Camp.
Damn.
I'm doing it with my best friend that I talked about earlier, Sophie.
So
So-
base camp. You're obviously not climbing the whole thing, right? Or are you?
Just like a little bit of it.
But you still get to say I attempted to climb Mount
I
Everest.
hiked Mount Everest. Listen up here.
That's awesome. That's very cool, man.
It's either that or there's this place, this other hike called the Annapurna Circuit.
Is that in the same vicinity or?
It's the same mountain range,
Mhm.
but just different.
Gotcha.
So I bought one of those altitude training masks,
Okay.
which like goes around your mouth, and like you can limit the oxygen you take in.
Or you can just start smoking cigarettes and limit the oxygen.
I mean,
you
honestly,
take.
at that point, either way,
That'll definitely limit your oxygen.
Right.
that's true. That is true.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Cigarettes are bad. But so yeah, I bought one of those and I'm gonna start training in a little bit here.
Very cool.
Start doing that. So
You know what you should do? You should wear it to work. So when you're bartending and hustle and bustling,
that's a great idea.
I'll be right with
That
you.
is just a great.
Just like smack it back on.
Be like 1 second. Let me just put this on and we're good to go.
That's funny.
Yeah.
So what attracted you to traveling abroad?
So I started traveling. I went to the Dominican Republic about 3 years ago, and I went with my roommates at the time, or one of my roommates, and just had a great time. And then last year, when I started working at Black Angus, they gave me the time off, and it was just perfect. I heard about it's called El Camino de Santiago. And it's like a pilgrimage throughout Spain, and
That's so sick.
I learned
Yeah.
about it in high school, and I was just like always so interested in it, So I'm like, you know what? Now's the time to do it when I can take off the summer and
Right.
go.
I love that.
Yeah,
Now is the time. If you have something you want to do, go for it. There's no better time than the present.
always the best time.
Perfect example.
So
Perfect example.
honestly, so I took off the time. I took off the 6 weeks, like I said. Took 4 weeks to do it. Spent a couple weeks in France.
Nice. Which is overrated.
Well, I went to Lourdes.
So that's different than Paris, right?
It is different than Paris, but it's nice, It's
Very cool.
a nice little village. Paris is. Don't go there.
Don't go there.
Honestly, go anywhere else but Paris.
You heard it from the source.
I've been there twice now. It's not worth it. I promise you.
That's funny. So what's is the cuisine there overrated as well? Because I mean, you have a lot of
Yeah.
famous French chefs and this and that. Is
So,
the food really all that they say it is?
I never had oysters or mussels, which is like the big thing in Paris.
Snails, right?
Snails. Exactly.
Escargot for all you
Escargot.
uneducated swine
Right.
out there. I'm just joking. I love you guys.
No. So I never had escargot. But when I was in Italy, I had pizza, which was the best pizza around.
Really?
Like ever. The best pizza I've ever had was
And
in Italy.
correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing I've noticed with people saying that whenever they've had pizza in Italy, it's not what you get here at Papa John's, but it's not like supreme and all that.
No.
It's the most minimalistic pizza ever.
It really is.
Like 3 slices of mozzarella, tomato sauce, and basil.
Yeah. Basically,
Margarita,
Yeah,
so-
a margarita pizza. Well, and every pizza you buy for yourself. So like,
So there's no sharing.
no,
Yeah.
you don't share your pizza.
You mean to tell me I cannot order a 32-inch pizza during the Super Bowl
Crazy
in
enough,
Italy?
right?
This is bullshit.
Yeah,
This interview's over.
I know. It kind of sucks, huh? Just done.
That's crazy. But
No, but
That's good, though.
I had the best. So oddly enough, I had this cheese, which is like sounds kind of strange, but it was called Bufala cheese.
Bufala.
Bufala.
It was like one of those stinky cheeses, or
No, it was like mozzarella, but made from a buffalo.
Ooh.
and
So-
it was
so, hold on.
it just like melted.
Someone legit had to go and milk a buffalo.
Honestly,
I salute that person. That is
great stuff.
not an easy task. I can only
No,
imagine.
yeah. Could you imagine milking a buffalo?
Great white buffalo. Great white buffalo. Hot tub time machine. Great white buffalo.
Honestly though, best cheese I've had around, and then I've like when I was back out here in Arizona, I was like, well, where can I find this? You know?
Right.
I found out Pomo Pizzeria.
They have.
They
buffalo
have
cheese?
a buffalo cheese.
So it's called
so-
Bufala from the name Buffalo,
Buffala,
right?
yeah, Bufala.
Okay, gotcha.
Like just yeah, great pizza.
Interesting.
Honestly, the crust is a little different because like the crust they make there, it's almost like doughy, but not. I don't know how to explain
It
it.
has
It's just
like a
great.
flourish kind of
Yeah,
consistency where it leaves
yeah.
flour on your fingers.
Mhm.
I like that. It's authentic.
Oh, it's definitely authentic. So,
Very cool.
Yeah, so I loved it when I went out there and
Nice.
had it every single time I went out.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's
I'd
great
be lying
stuff.
if I
And
said I
the
wasn't.
pasta in Italy too is great.
Okay.
I remember there was one time I had it and I was not full from it at all. Like
Really?
I was still so hungry.
Was it the portion size or was it?
It was the
Oh,
portion
okay.
size. Because here in America, our portion sizes are like giant.
Yeah, I mean, I think over there people eat for enjoyment and for sustenance. Over in America, it's flipped around. We eat until you're full. Oh, and keep eating.
Yeah,
keep
basically,
eating.
honestly.
Like I'm pretty sure that food challenges originated here. Not smart. Not smart. Like
No,
how
you're
much can you
definitely
really
right.
eat? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
go to.
No, you're definitely right.
It's I don't know. I don't get it. Eat until you're hungry and stop.
But you have
better
like
for you.
out here, you have like the 72-ounce T-bone steak.
Or eat until you're hungry. No, sorry, eat until you're not hungry. I said eat until you're hungry and then stop.
I don't
Is that
think
what I
you-
said?
I don't think you'd eat until you're hungry.
Yeah, that'd be opposite.
Yeah, eat until
Yeah,
you're not
you
hungry.
Just
is what I
follow
meant.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm
sorry, I
Something
derailed.
with
I
Paul
ate,
say.
I ate this all. I'm still hungry.
All right. Bye, guys.
But
I don't deserve this.
just leave at this point.
And now it's game time. And the name of the game is Nation Location.
You have arrived at your destination.
All right, so this game, Adam and I are going to ask you 6 questions each.
All right, let's
So
do
since
it.
you travel a lot, and all your social media sees you hiking and looking glorious in the sun,
Jealous.
Just tan. Just so tan.
guess it right, you win the game. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right. First one. Capital of Afghanistan.
I have no idea.
Wrong. Kabul.
Wrong.
Just wrong. That's just wrong right away.
Okay.
Okay. I know like European capitals. Like I'm. Okay.
I have to answer
I'm
the
okay with-
non-European.
Yeah.
Or
See,
ask the
and here's the
non-European.
thing. Like non-European, I don't know.
All right.
We're gonna struggle with this one.
What is the capital of Ohio?
I should know this, huh?
I'm proud.
I know
to
like
be
Buckeye.
an
I know
American.
Buckeye is like the team of Ohio,
Mhm.
Yeah.
but I don't know the cap. No, I don't know.
It was the guy that discovered America.
Columbus.
Nailed it.
Okay.
All
I
right,
would have
next
gotten
one.
that.
China.
I was gonna say mahjong, but that's like the game where you like
Yeah.
push the tiles around, you know.
That was so bad that game.
So I'm gonna say. No, I don't know.
Beijing.
Knew it.
Oh, Beijing.
I knew
I
it.
should've
The
known
Olympics.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like I should have known that
You
one.
should have.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed. Okay. What is the capital of New Mexico?
Albuquerque.
No.
What?
Santa Fe, dog.
Oh, that's right.
You and I were both on the
Oh,
same
man,
page
yeah.
there. We were on.
You uncultured swine.
Okay,
And
listen
I
up
live in New
here.
Mexico. All right, we got Israel.
No, Jerusalem's a place, like a country. Israel is. I don't know that one either.
You had it. It's Jerusalem.
Was it Jerusalem?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Jerusalem's a place.
For some
It's
reason, I
not
thought it was like a country.
Okay.
You got one right so far.
We're 1 for 3.
1 for 3.
What is the capital of Virginia?
West Virginia.
No. That is a state. It is, right? It's a state? Yeah, West
It
Virginia.
is.
Oh
yeah,
my
you're, no.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Shout out to Mr. Harris, my geography teacher from high school. I'm sorry.
It's all you, Mr.
It is
Harris.
Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
All right, next one. My home place, Republic of Seoul, South Korea. God dang it! I said the whole name.
I want to say Republic of Seoul.
Ding, we'll take it.
Done.
Okay, alright. What is the capital of Nevada?
It's not Vegas. Is it Vegas? Is it Vegas? We're going with Vegas.
It's not Vegas. It's Carson City.
Carson City.
Carson City. You're so easily manipulated.
I wouldn't have gotten that one.
All right, we got
You
Thailand.
guys are like awful at this. If you give me European countries,
Skiing? Are you skiing?
Bangkok.
maybe.
Bangkok. I helped you out a little bit.
I thought I was for sure thinking dick there.
How the fuck is this skiing?
Yeah, well,
So if you got two guys.
Okay. What is the capital of Arizona?
Tucson?
Nailed it. No. Phoenix.
It's not- Is it Phoenix?
Yes.
I should know that. I live in Arizona.
Oh my gosh.
That was an easy one.
Why did I think it was Tucson?
Okay, I feel like this was a very difficult game
This
because
is hard.
Really?
I had it.
I definitely
Adam
lost
chose this game.
I had them in front of me, and I was like, "No, that can't be right."
Wait, you have like the capitals? Oh, you do, huh?
Carson City. I definitely would have guessed.
Wait,
Vegas.
but you went like the United States and like
Yeah, I didn't. Know
if you went European, I feel like I know European
Okay.
capitals better than American. Like
Flash round. We're gonna go ahead and do
Okay.
Europe real quick,
Mhm.
back to back.
Okay.
And you have 3 seconds to answer.
Okay.
What is the capital of Germany?
Germany is Berlin.
Austria.
Austria, Vienna.
Sweden.
Stockholm.
Bulgaria.
Helsinki?
Nope.
No,
Nope.
that's the capital of another place. Wait, Bulgaria?
No, it's gonna be Sofia.
Sofia.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
And Poland.
Poland is Warsaw.
Yay!
He redeemed himself. Awesome.
I made up for it. Just throw it out.
Yeah.
I still have like a full pot of it. Or a full cup.
Sounds like you need some pot.
Apparently.
Oh shit, that was funny, dude. Fuck, I got the fly in my shit. It is a fly.
Is it a fly?
I was like, oh shit.
No, it's not.
Oh shit.
Whoa! Whoa!
So for all our viewers out there, what bit of advice, big or small, that you can give them within the industry?
Within the industry, I would say just keep dealing with people's shit because eventually at one point, like, you're just gonna get used to it and you're just gonna have to deal with it no matter what. You're gonna understand that it's gonna happen no matter what you do, no matter who you are, like, you're gonna have to keep dealing with it.
That's
So,
very true.
Honestly, like, it doesn't matter. So just keep going and you'll be great, I promise you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Just
Awesome.
keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Awkward
Awesome.
turtle. Is that what that is? Like, do you
Yeah.
remember that from
Yeah,
back in the
awkward
day?
turtle,
Yeah.
Awkward jellyfish.
Awkward jellyfish.
What else is there? Awkward starfish. There's also
I
another
don't know
one.
awkward starfish.
Now you do.
Now apparently I do.
There's
Do you
another
remember
one.
like palm tree? High five. Like palm tree. Did you ever learn that one?
No.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I think it's a Wisconsin thing.
Actually, it's a good one. I like that.
It's a Wisconsin thing.
Okay, so any shout outs that you want to give out to anyone? Anyone in the industry, any kind of influences that were brought up onto you, any friends, anything like that?
So I will say, shout out to all homies out there. Like all the homies, just everyone.
In
But also-
Austria, at work, all that
Everyone,
stuff.
everyone. Rachel from Wisconsin, like my co-manager at the time.
Awesome.
She was sick.
Shout
Like,
out to Rachel.
Shout out to you, Rachel. And then like Brittany, Nick, Ivan, Leticia,
Shouts out.
all them.
So, you said you travel. do you have like a separate account for traveling, Instagram or Facebook or anything like that?
That I do. So you can follow me at Joe's Ultimate Travels.
Perfect. Is it on Instagram?
Instagram.
Perfect.
Yep, exactly. You can add me on Facebook, Joe D. Jandasek. Because if you add Joe Jandasek, you're adding my dad. So
So specific.
don't add my dad. Add me instead. Add the D in there. Always add the D.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
man.
Very cool, man. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, it's been great being on here.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
If you guys have any other questions that you want to give us or anything that you want answered, get in the comments. Let us know. And yeah, just, keep watching our videos. Like, share, subscribe. Videos dropping every single Monday.
Okay.
Any last thoughts, Panda?
I love you.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Me too.
Awkward starfish.
Awkward.
Jellyfish.
Awkward.
Bye, guys.